Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time of 2014-15, welcome to We Have No Cares with me, Nicole Hay.
Me, Robert Borthwick.
Me, Iain Walker.
And everybody else! Yes, we have a packed room, a capacity crowd here at the magnificent Iain Walker Stadium to celebrate the final game of the season and the fact that Heart of Midlothian lifted the trophy today. What a resplendent afternoon it was. We'll be inviting everybody to throw in their favourite memories of today and the whole season. But first of all, Robert, we got it right up the Rangers today, did we not?
We certainly did. It was more of a half fist because we didn't actually win the game.
Just three fingers beside me.
3 fingers, 1 in the stink. A thoroughly enjoyable last 10 minutes anyway, after the sort of, lollicost that was the first 50 or 60 minutes.
And it did feel just like playing Rangers again, didn't it?
It did for a bit. I actually said that in the stand. So this is kind of like the old Rangers. They're singing and annoying me, but I don't really care that we're losing.
Yeah, because we've already won the league and they are condemned to third place.
Is that mathematical now?
Oh yeah. Hibs won.
So that's it done?
Yeah, the season's over.
Amazing.
You're in your own flat.
I'm in a safe space.
It's the knowledge that's my favourite part of this.
It's been a long and emotional day.
War in Ukraine.
I think
that big ball in the sky.
Ian's allowed to be a little shaky today. He's emotional. It's his last podcast probably forever because he's got a big money transfer to Australia coming in over the closed season, so he's going away.
Fucking Judas.
I can't wait to come back to Timecast and have some cunt in section N call me a money grabbing bastard.
You don't get what it means to be Hearts.
Judas.
Though while you are in Australia, if you could track down Albert Kidd and kick him in the dick from me, that'd be lovely.
That would be good. Just to subtly do, I don't know, find a way of becoming friends with him. and then after months of being really good pals, just stab him.
That's playing the long game. I would have gone for just a straight up dick kicking, but that's how you roll. Okay, so the game started. It was actually quite a lively performance from Hearts.
Match analysis.
We don't have to do much, but we can talk about the fact that we actually played a game of football for the first time in about 2 months. That was quite nice, wasn't it?
It's quite novelty having you guys do a podcast at a game you're actually fucking at as well.
That's the fucking truth, isn't it?
Shut up, Adam Eckersley.
I instantly regret this decision to have an audience. But El Hasnoui, he played very, very well. He actually looked fit. It made us sort of think that there could be exciting things next season when he links up with Osman Sow.
Yeah, well, he kind of outperformed Osman Sow today as well, to be honest with you. Sow looked about 2 or 3 yards off the pace. But yeah, El Has was bringing it into his chest. He was doing quite well in the sort of physical, not aerial battle, but the physical battle with Elliot. So yeah, no, he looked very, very good as he has done.
I always say they become good.
Andrew Henry Miller there.
Yeah,
my guy on the pitch.
El Hasnoui's biggest fan over there, dripping in. To be fair to Osman Sow, he kept on running into a massive Lithuanian wall today. Zaliukas actually looked like a player.
He was great.
Yeah, he won every header.
Fucking annoying.
But also fucking amazing that Ali McCoist had no idea how to get him on the pitch for about 7 months, and so Rangers just leaked goals the whole time.
Oh, talking of people that don't get on the pitch, Bilal Mosny, how fucking funny was he? You wouldn't have seen that from the wheat field.
No! Take me on a journey, Ian.
He came out to warm up and everyone's obviously doing what you do to substitutes, especially complete shite cakes. And except he was giving it back. And he kept doing little money signs, and then people were calling him a donkey, and it was just great. It was really good fun.
A Rangers player doing money signs.
Yeah.
This guy has absolutely no idea.
And this lasted all the way from him warming up in the first half to half time. The police going up to him and just going, "No, stop." It was in the middle of the half time fucking kickabout that they were having, which was bad in itself.
See, as part of telling him to stop, did they explain to him just how long it had been since he last got paid?
It was what a mongo anyway. It was great.
Hooray! Match analysis. Yeah, so In the instance, there are two obvious major instances to talk about in the first half. Osman So went over in the penalty area. I felt it was a penalty. The referee disagreed. What was your reactions?
The referee's a
Is this the first one?
The first one.
Yeah.
Apparently,
someone's seen
from
it.
texts I've got off of TV watching people, it was a dive.
There's no reaction from So.
I think it was. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I'm sorry, we're just going to let it slide that Ian sort of put in there. I know people who own televisions.
What terrible one-upmanship, you're not in the My daddy's got 2 legs. Oh, what
Okay, but the general reaction on Twitter did seem to be that it was her. You said you had a pretty decent view of it from G, no?
What, his dive?
Yeah.
I think it was the fact that the lines. It was right in front of the linesman, right in front of the referee. Both of them were in agreement that it was a dive. Osman So didn't complain about the booking. That tells me it was probably a dive. To be honest with you.
Okay, so are we like holding any residual upset for the second incident where Cammy Bell looked like he might have wiped out Osman So?
I thought it was a good
I
save.
thought he got the ball. I thought he got the ball after he got the man, but I've only seen it once, and I was obviously wanting it to be a pen. So I don't know.
Ian's television watching friends back saying that one was a penalty as well, though.
Yeah, it was kind of a split opinion for me. I checked Twitter at half time, and it was like some folks saying, "Oh, definite penalty," some folks saying, "Oh, he got the ball." It seems like he got the man and the ball at exactly the same time, which makes it hard to judge. I didn't think it was a penalty.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
So it was a good save.
yeah, I thought it was a good save. Yeah.
Right, well, by show of noise from the room, who thought it was a good save?
Hey!
Who thought it was a clear penalty?
Well, there's a surprise. A room full of Hearts fans.
There you have it. Cast iron scientific proof it was a penalty.
That's democracy in action.
wasn't sure because it was quite far away.
But yeah, and then they basically just ran up the pitch and scored their second.
Yeah, they're saying, oh, we haven't even got to the
That
first,
fucking
which was
pissed me
actually...
off. Let's just ignore it.
It was pretty bad defending on the first one. Zaliukas was completely unmarked, but until the vital moment where he ran across Alim and Alim went, probably should mark him.
Yeah.
And that left, was it McGregor?
It was McGregor, yeah.
Good ball in, good header.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the keeper should have come for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's all Scott Gallagher's fault.
Great. And then it was half time with Billy King being incredibly charismatic on the mic at the half time draw.
Oh, I did
that man.
Oh, that's that.
Yes, Stoo, what are your thoughts on Billy King?
He's not consistent enough. He's got the talent, but he's just not consistent.
See, it's
Actually,
like
he doesn't start well. He's an impact player, so he comes off the bench a lot. And
He comes off the bench and provides loads of assists and goals.
yeah, but why can't he do that?
He's statistically brilliant.
Week in, week out from the start. You see him doing it coming off as a sub.
Stoo's been wanting to vent this opinion about Billy King for a long time.
A long time.
He's been keeping it in.
I'm a big fan, but
No, you're not. Doesn't sound it.
Well,
anyway.
cool.
Totally killed the fucking vibe here. Billy King's a dick.
Well, what we did get at the start of the first half, one of the greatest moments of the game, one of the greatest moments of the season, Haris Vukic made the mistake of trying to contest a ball on the wing with Callum Patterson. Callum Patterson decided to, maybe let the ball go out, but he left a lot on Haris Vukic.
Good.
Did you see? Oh, you wouldn't have seen that from over in Section N.
No,
We'd have been busy
unfortunately.
abusing the linesman probably.
Why? What did he do?
Lots of probably right decisions that I decided were definitely not right, and so did most of the main stand. He had a pretty horrible first half.
Good work, man.
Yeah.
Glad to have you on board.
There had at least 2 bad offside decisions and 2 penalties which may or may not have been penalties, which definitely were penalties.
Well, let me put it this way. Haris Vukic was standing up and then Callum Patterson made sure that he wasn't standing quite so steadily anymore.
And then blew him a kiss.
Yeah, Vukic
That's awesome. I fucking love Callum Patterson.
Vukic took huge exception to this. I think probably the whole incident came about because Vukic got tied up with McCarthy in the first half, and everyone decided they had McCarthy's back. But Vukic was trying to give it the big I am, and Patterson gave him the big no, you're no.
Does anybody know why Vukic has got a huge stick up his arse about Hearts? Because at the game at Ibrox as well, when he scored, he was like giving it all, pointing to his name and stuff. He seems to have a
Because we're the champions.
Because he wishes he was
it can't
us.
just be that. Like
He's come up here with no context whatsoever and went, "Oh, Hearts are the big club. We're the wee pishy ones that are scrapping for survival."
The big club.
The moments of him the kiss blown at him, he did cower back to his own wing, scared. Give me McCarthy back, please.
Where's that wee blonde guy?
I don't like this pirate.
a bit rich.
Sorry, I know this is a sort of podcast, but Iain Walker has basically made himself into a small Callum Patterson.
I call him Mini-Me.
The bum pirate of the Caribbean.
Oh dear.
Genius.
I want that on my gravestone.
No, you don't.
The second half after that just sort of bumbled along without much happening until Gennaro Zayfouk got on it. We forgot to say that Robbie Nielsen was sent to the stand. Penalty incident.
Fucking loads today.
He was literally a yard behind the.
He was standing on the steps beside the dugout.
What was just after
The Jim Jeffries section.
The Jim Jeffries section, exactly. Yeah.
Did he join in with any songs?
Well, this was what I was thinking. Like, obviously when the manager's been sent off, he can't give instructions to the team. But we thought if he's in the crowd, he could just sort of shout like a fan, just be sort of like, "Oh, you're useless! If I was the manager, I'd definitely tell El Haswi to get tighter onto McGregor." But we can only imagine. Try hard.
And then Gennaro Zayfouk came on, and he's just great, isn't he?
He is great.
Oh.
Isn't he?
Do it against the big teams.
No, it's never against big teams. Only 3 goals against Rangers now.
That's it.
I think what changed the game was actually Lee McCulloch coming on.
Aye.
The last goal was in about 30 seconds of him coming on. It was incredible.
It was the second one when he just slipped straight on his arse and then let Zayfouk go through. That was great.
What a player. I'm so glad he's been such a part of Rangers this season. What a magnificent dickhead. So talk us through the goal, Robert.
The first one was a great ball in from Ali Mosder. Yep. Great
It's a
ball
little
in.
dinky dink sort of.
Yeah.
backspin thing.
And I thought he'd actually hit a bit too deep, but I didn't see that Zayfouk was kind of hiding behind Osmond.
How can you not see Zayfouk hiding?
See, as soon as I said that, I was like, that's not going to go unnoticed.
See these love hips just like,
Love hips.
Stay with a revolutionary new name for love hands. Love it.
Anyway, so I used his love hits.
What other body parts do you love?
Knees. So it was a really, really good header. A lot of neck muscles used, and
Love neck.
Yeah. Used his love muscles.
When he connected with it, he was fully facing the school end. Like, he was completely backwards and put it over his left shoulder.
Yeah, it was a very, very good header. Pretty much the only part that Cammy Bell couldn't get to. So very great. Sorry? It was just like watching a young Kevin McKenna. Yeah. That's exactly.
Apart from the skin tone and difference in weight. And
Apart from that.
Roman's done for us.
And so, having scored a magnificent goal, he thought, well, let's wait until the funniest possible moment to score another one.
I can't remember.
Good.
Great. Does anyone remember the second goal? Angus?
I just remember being a bit
No,
of a
Angus
match.
doesn't remember it.
Elliot Kerr.
I do recall the ball going to the box.
It did.
The
I think it was
love him later into the goal.
Yeah, it looked like. I think he just decided himself that. Sorry.
No.
Right. Who's describing the goal? Stu, go.
I think it was Gomez that put it in the box, and I think it was Patterson who was put up front, won the header, and it was just a shamash in the box, and it dropped for Z-Fook, and we were in.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
it.
Yeah, great.
That sounds about right.
Sorry, can we just...
Can we draw attention to the Mike Ashley branding?
Lee's just come through with a gigantic Sports Direct mug.
Ruin your Rangers.
Killing their club every single day.
But yeah, that was hilarious. That Stramash, which led to equaliser, which led to Rangers fans going, this is our lives now. This is all we have to look forward to.
Have I ever got the "This Is Your Life" theme tune stuff in my head? This is your life, contos.
It was quite good because they were beginning to get back into the voice of Rangers fans, and then obviously like after the scenes when Zayfoot scored a second, I turned around, they'd all fucking gone.
Apart from a bizarre collection of about 10 of them, they decided to stay and watch the presentation.
And applaud. Yeah.
Well, fair play to them if they did. But
No, I thought it might have been Hearts fan, and I was like,
They were
you saw
wearing-
the scarves and that. I was like,
Yeah.
the fuck is this shit?
I think I'm just waiting for the Hearts mates. They've got a list of them.
Strange masochism, like.
To be fair, quite a few hundred
Rangers
of them
fans,
did that
they
in
were-
'98 when
Yeah.
we beat them at Celtic Park. And
Aye.
stuff.
Aye, but it wasn't quite so painful for them in '98 after their fucking decades and decades of success.
They straight back to give abuse to Danny Wilson.
But-
Two Mongols in the blue. Abuse.
The two Mongols in the blue doesn't narrow it down.
There's about 1,400 of them.
What's the end? At the end of the game.
Oh, some of them had orange on. You got blue on.
And then the trophy appeared, carried by the beautiful sight of Anne Budge. And
I
her
swear
power
she
suit.
fucking glowed today, like a sort of lovely financial angel.
It was quite funny. She was sort of walking round sort of the centre circle with it. Genuinely, she was walking around holding it like one of those lasses in the middle of a boxing match. Like round 3, round 2. That's how she was walking. She was holding it like.
I liked what she was wearing. She had a lovely three-piece sort of tan leather suit on.
Tan leather.
Well,
Are you into leather? She wasn't wearing leather.
no, it was kind of tan.
She came out in a full pearly queen outfit.
I'd be astonished. So like, time for the trophy. Bring out the gimp.
The snooker ball in there.
Craig Levine's got him on a chain.
That's Ali McCoy's new job.
But am I right in thinking that usually it would be brought out by some sort of official from the
came
league
out.
or something
It was
like
the-
that? No,
it
but
came
the
out,
trophy
I
would be
booed
brought out by someone like that. Would it usually be brought out by...
Can you imagine if Doncaster had fucking showed his puss at
Exactly.
Tynecastle?
And he had the trophy on his flat top.
Perfectly balanced. That'd be amazing.
Tomorrow, to be fair.
To be honest, I think Anne Budge makes her own fucking rules.
Too damn right. Yeah.
And it was handed over to Danny Wilson, and everyone went, yay! And there was confetti cannons, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yay.
Old
And that's the
standby.
season. We're all happy. And
Hey! There you go. It's a celebration, you fucking dicks.
But one of my favourite things about it, it sort of like really rammed home how young our squad was, that there was only about 5 kids there, and like 3 of them were Neil Alexander.
And one of them, like Dale Carrick, doesn't have a kid. He just found one.
I don't even think they got killed.
Jamie Walker had to come over to Section N and grab his nephew just to sort of increase the volume of children.
And then Robbie Nielsen saw his kids for the first time in a year. They're like, who's this guy? That's your dad.
One of Robbie Nielsen's daughters also wearing a fine blazer. I thought, chip off the old block.
I wouldn't my eyes on Budge.
Fantastic. Right, well, that wraps up the game. I mean, it was fun to hound up the Rangers after them being up 2-0. But ultimately, it's meaningless. We won the trophy after a long, long season. So, moments of the season, anything that really sort of sticks out to you, anything that you want to just celebrate, grab a hold of.
We're going to say my favourite away day. I'll start with that. My favourite away day was Queen of the South away.
Oh, yeah.
That was very good. I was still wearing a full kilt from Lee and Robbie's wedding the night before. Yeah.
Prego.
So yeah, that was my favourite away day of the season.
Cool.
I would say.
Mine was Queen of the South too, but it was the other one that you didn't go to.
Yes, the one that
Are you trying to imply that's because Robert wasn't there?
No, absolutely not. It would have been made a little bit better if Robert had been there.
Is that the one where we mercilessly abused the goalkeeper for about full half?
Yeah.
From start to finish. then ended up Googling him and trying to find out info on him to be like...
Ian did that, I didn't.
Podcast had a nice meal.
I can't remember he was on loan from somebody. He was just like, imagine not being wanted by St Johnstone.
That was it, yeah.
And the podcast ends is just outside.
You're the reason your dad left was a choice line.
To which you laughed. Give us the thumbs up.
I mean, I was going to mention things like Aline's equaliser at Easter. You want to bring up stock in the guy.
Which was called by Nico.
It was called by Rob. It was called by Rob. About he had the dreams about it a couple of weeks beforehand.
Yeah, I thought it was. To be fair, in my dreams it was a winner, but I'll take
For fuck's sake, Rob! Honestly, 8 predictions right, but
seriously, yeah.
Nico told me for 45 minutes Easter Road that Aline would score in the 91st minute and not to worry, and I was like, we are getting fucking beat here and it's going to be absolutely awful. And then when the goal went in, like I lost him. I was like, where the fuck's he gone? And then he first sort of transported his body like 6 rows behind me. What the fuck's that happening?
That's not how
He just started floating like the nun in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, so Alim's goal was pretty great. It was pretty great.
Who's been your favourite player, Angus?
My favourite player has been Adam Eckersley.
Racist.
Well, that's a magnificent point because we're going to throw right now to an interview with Adam Eckersley. Come on in, Adam! He's not actually here, we're doing it in a separate place. Adam would not be in this room. Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have safely escaped the tumult of Iain Walker's living room and we're joined in a quiet, secret location with our very, very special guest, Mr. Adam Eckersley.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming along. We've got Angus here as well, who's obviously really, really good friends with Adam and was able to set this up.
Absolute besties. Not in the words.
Yeah, Angus has been struck dumb by the magnificent sight of Adam Eckersley. Let's be honest, he's resplendent and radiant here.
on time. Unlike Rob over there.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, Rob, we are recording this on the Sunday, and Rob rather enthusiastically celebrated everything that went down yesterday.
I had a good night.
For more details, listen to the bit of the podcast that you just listened to, and the bit that's going to come along. So, again, thanks very much for agreeing to come on, Adam. Now you've been at Hearts, well, just less than a year actually. Yeah. You actually sort of joined a little bit way into the season.
August it was.
Yeah.
When I joined it.
How was that? I mean, like, did you find like the sort of squad was already quite together? Was it quite difficult to come in as a free agent at that time?
Yeah, I did, because my first game was actually watching the Hibs. When I signed there, I was actually watching the Hibs game that Sunday, and obviously I'd just come across from Denmark.
Yeah.
And already I could see when I got in the dressing room that the squad was together, and you know, I was thinking to myself, you know, this is actually a really good group of guys. This, and we've obviously got something pretty special because of the results that they've been getting up until I got there. So I was thinking, you know, I was very pleased with going there, to be honest, and I was looking forward to the challenges ahead.
It must be quite daunting when you're a free agent for that length of time into the season. I mean, that's what a good sort of 4 weeks after the transfer window closed, 3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. It was the decision for me to come across back to England. Obviously, it was tax reasons, because I'll just explain it real quick. Because in Denmark, once you've been over there for 5 years, your tax goes up to 60%. I thought it's time to get the hell out of here, because I've been on 33% tax for 5 years, so I'm thinking it's time to go. So it was a little bit daunting for me to come back to the UK, because people hadn't seen me play for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And making that jump from foreign football back to English football, you know, I was thinking people, you know, what we're going to expect from him, because nobody's seen me play for that amount of time. So it was I was a little bit nervous about it, to be fair.
Right. Well, you certainly came in and did very, very well. One of your first games where you really made that big impact after Mick Hattie's injury let you into the team was that goal against Stalowa, straight off the training ground free kick.
Yeah. You forgot my goal against Celtic, though.
I managed to wipe that from my memory, to be honest.
I forget about that. You don't have to be so nice to me, guys. You can have me if you want, it's not a problem.
No, you've got the best hits in the game.
No, but obviously I think one of my first ones was Celtic. Obviously a big game, and playing against one of the best teams in Scotland, and It was actually a defensively. I thought I did really well, and then up until the 70th minute, and then Neil Alexander was shouting away because I thought there was a winger behind me, and obviously there wasn't, and stopped one in my own net. But playing in that position, that's what happens.
The whole game, we were all sitting in the crowd, sort of feeling like we're just like 5% away from this being a great team performance here. And
well, Jamie Walker hitting the post and Osman so missing the penalty.
They got a penalty.
That's right, because we had that big chance just before the half time, and if we'd gone in at 1-1, it would have been a whole different game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But being somebody who came from the Manchester United tradition, we're not just sort of looking at Celtic Park thinking, this is a tin pot wee stadium. Stay as this.
What a shithole.
It's actually quite an impressive stadium. Change rooms are pretty shit, but it's actually quite an impressive stadium, to be fair.
Yeah.
The surface was great and everything, so it's obviously a bit nerve-wracking coming in, playing against like Celtic, but I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Isn't that one of the universal laws of football? No matter how amazing your stadium is, you make the away dressing room as shitty as possible.
I think that's right. I think it is, because look at Tynecastle's away dressing room's terrible, but as long as I don't have to get dressed in there, I don't care.
You must have seen some pretty interesting dressing rooms in a tour around the Championship this season.
God, I've seen some belters. Cowdenbeath is a good one.
To be fair, Cowdenbeath in general as a place is...
Cowdenbeath is just a stock car garage, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Did you have to change inside a tyre?
It's weird actually, because it's split into 2 different sections. So there's 20 players cram into a tiny little bit, and then all the coaches and the physio area get a massive area at the back. So it's a strange one.
You have to give your team talk to your phone.
Livingston as well, cold showers. Yeah, you get all that carry on in the street.
Why isn't that for Livingston? Because it's quite a new ground,
Yeah, relatively new.
I've heard that for years. I'm from Livingston, but I've heard that for years. That
I think the worst one is though this year. It was Alloa away.
Yeah.
Alloa's dressing rooms. It's actually not a bad dressing room, but the problem with Alloa is it's just a square room and a toilet in the corner. So anybody needing a shit at half time, as soon as that door opens, it comes straight into the dressing room. And Osman he had a sore stomach the last time we played at Alloa, and I promise you, when that door opened, everyone was falling over, I swear.
That's half time over now.
And he came actually through the door and went, lads, I apologise. And the gaffer was giving a team talk. It was so funny.
Oh man.
Does that explain why it took so long for us to get going in that game? Everyone's still
I think that's the reason. It's because of us, man. Sure it
was. Sleeper agent. It's terrible. Terrible nonsense. Okay, so like we say, you came in from Manchester United. That's where you sort of spent your youth career. So, just to what degree is Heart of Midlothian better than Manchester United? I mean, how much did you really feel that you'd arrived at a proper club once you got to Hearts?
I think the special thing about Hearts is the fans. To be honest with you, and I'm not just saying that because I'm doing this podcast. I'm not just saying that because I'm doing this podcast, but I think that's what makes the club. To be honest with you, how passionate the fans are, and running out in front of the fans, it's fantastic, because if you go to a stadium like Old Trafford, I don't think the fans are anywhere near as passionate as what the Hearts fans are, and that's God's honest truth. That's speaking from my heart. And like I said, just before Rob came.
Sorry again.
The part that Rob missed. The professional.
It's like I say, these fans have been fantastic to me since I got here, and I'm very blessed to have played here.
When you arrived here, did you have a sense of how difficult the season we had last year was? I mean, some of the younger players who'd had to be the bulk of the squad last year, had to be the team. Were they still kind of carrying that with them?
To be honest with you, I didn't really feel it when I first came in. Obviously, throughout the rest of the season, a few of the players came up to me and said, it was really bad last year. You should have been here last year, and told me a few stories about what happened last year. But to be honest with you, as soon as we got onto that winning road, I think last year got put to bed. Really, to be honest with you, from my point of view, and we focused on the road ahead and getting the job done. And we weren't really talking about it much after that, to be honest.
I suppose there is nothing like winning to perk you up.
Exactly, and like I say, time's a good healer, and
tonic.
Exactly.
Well, like you say, I mean, it's interesting that the players did come to you for advice. I mean, at the ripe old age of 29, you're a veteran presence in this team.
In that dressing room I am. I'm surrounded by 16, 17-year-olds or something.
The capacity for Hearts to make me feel ancient, there's only one player in the current squad who's older than I am, and I think I'm about 3 months younger than Robbie or something like that. It's disgusting.
Are you 33? 34?
Yeah.
He looks very young.
that realisation that they'll probably, like, once Neil Alexander leaves, there will probably never be a Hearts player who's older than me again.
Yeah.
But that's another thing we noticed yesterday when the players were out. Normally you see a lot of players' kids with them. There's like 5 kids there, and 3 of them were Neil's.
That's new for me actually, because when we got promoted in Denmark, there was kids all over the pitch, and here it was just, I think, me and a few others, which was strange, but it just shows how young the squad is, to be honest. And
yeah, well, most of the kids in our team are actually playing on the wing. So
the fact is, like, I'm 24, and most of the team's younger than me.
It's crazy.
It's madness.
But like we say, I mean, you came in with a lot of experience. You've obviously had 2 promotions in Denmark, the 2 clubs that you played for there. But I think the most important thing that you brought to the squad was a full adult beard.
Yeah.
Which of the players, did you had to sort of shepherd a few of the younger players through their beard growing?
You have to guide them through moisturiser and oil and stuff like that. It's an important question.
To be honest, I never had a fully long beard until I got to Hearts. I don't know why. I think it's just laziness that I about the shaving it. To be honest with you.
Scotland now, it doesn't matter.
I think it was that because obviously we got here. It's just me, my wife, and my kid, and I felt like I didn't really have time to shave most days because I was training 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Coming home, looking after the baby, and then I was just looking in the mirror and thinking, I can't be asked. Just leave it. I'll just take the pelleters when they come. To be honest, but it kind of got a little bit famous, I think, from what people keep telling me on Twitter and stuff. So,
well, James Keatons and Brad Mackay through the season have had beards, but it's
they followed suit, didn't they? I think
exactly. Yeah,
so I did and followed suit a little bit. So
they've seen that older man with the beard and they think, right, I need to get to that level.
Exactly.
They've seen this is how you be a professional player. This is the right step forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 obviously training sessions a day. What was it like in Denmark? Because obviously a lot of people say more training sessions a day is a more European kind of thing. Was it similar in Denmark, or was it more
No, it was
one session? And
it's quite similar to England. What we did in Denmark. We normally did 1 session in the morning.
Yeah.
And then on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, we went to the gym, and that was it. You was back at home for half one on your couch watching movies or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you're going in when it's, especially in the winter, you're going in when it's dark and coming away when it's dark.
It's basically a 9-to-5 job, essentially. You're
in some kind of ways. It's some of the days this season have been very, very long, but I think it's it's proved its worth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday in particular, we scored those 2 goals quite late on, and I think that a lot of that comes down to fitness. Rangers are notoriously not training.
I think a lot of that comes down to Rangers trying to park the bus though by making the 2 substitutions, what they did towards the end.
Yeah, McCulloch coming on.
Incredibly effectively, McCulloch.
Especially when they're clearing the ball and they're not pushing out the defence, they're just sitting in and absorbing the pressure. And this is what can happen when you front balls into the box, especially with Big Gio in there.
Has anything made you realise that you were playing in a lower league as much as seeing Lee McCulloch trying to play football?
I don't know what to say.
Actually, on the subject of Rangers, that infamous picture of you looking at Chris Boyd, what did you say to him? I really want to know what you were.
I actually can't even remember. Is that long ago now? I think there's a few F words for a few F bombs thrown around. But,
after he tried to kill Brad Mackay.
That's an outrageous tackle. It's a famous picture of my head, actually.
Yeah, you're
just in the very corner of it. You can see the top of my head, and Iain Walker is right in between you guys.
That's certainly what I think of when I think of that picture.
Yeah, it's my head.
There was a few crazy tackles going in that game, from what I can remember.
Outrageous. Miller did.
Well, that's the reason you came on.
The one on Brad Mackay, I think I just lost my rag with him, to be honest. And I think I just got Ian Black. I just took Ian Black down in the middle just before that as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoy them kind of games also.
Yeah.
I love them kind of games.
Like a little bit of aggro, do you?
I don't mind it. I don't go looking for it, but I also don't mind it if it comes my way either.
Yeah.
So.
There are some people, some idiots, who would say that the reason we wrapped the league up quite so early was just because Hibs and Rangers didn't have their troubles to seek during the season. They failed. As an insider, and again, I guess as somebody who sort of came into the squad a little bit late, I mean, what's your impression of how good the squad actually is as a player?
I think that Hearts have got a basis of a very, very good squad, considering they're so young as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these players have come together through the youth, so they actually know each other and know how to play with each other and that. And I think with the combination of the signings that the Hearts made at the start of the season, bringing a few older players in to guide the young ones, I think it was just a perfect recipe, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I say, the league speaks for itself.
Would you be quite confident of top 6 finish next year at the least?
Well, Hearts?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I've been released now, so there's
well, yeah. I mean, obviously the whole thing's going to fall apart when it's relegated again. That's not the question.
I definitely think you've got a chance of finishing top 6. I'll be very surprised if Hearts don't finish top 6.
I would have loved to see this team against Dundee United or Aberdeen in the cup. So I think it's just really unfair that we got Celtic 2 in a row.
I was actually thinking that myself. You know, to get Celtic in most of our cup runs. Was a bit disappointing because they are the best team in Scotland.
You brought it up. We were kind of dancing around the subject, but you know, you've obviously not been retained for next season, which is a bitter blow to all of us. Not just because of the fact that you're a really good player, but like we say, I mean, you are a rare thing in this squad as a player who's seen quite a lot in football as a professional. Do you have any idea what the future holds for you? I mean, is your agent on the phone to every port in Europe?
To be fair, there's a few clubs already been on the phone to my agent, but for me now, the most important thing is to get my knee straight after surgery that I had on Thursday. Spend some time with my family, and I won't be making any decisions until the end of June, July. Get everything out on the table and then see where I go from there.
Can you make me a promise that you won't sign for Hibs?
To be honest with you, in my position, I'm unemployed, so I can't promise anything. But,
how could Adam feel confident of displacing somebody like Lewis Stevenson for that left back position? God, you must just look at that.
Team of the year, didn't he make the team of the year?
Yeah, he was left back of the year. Yeah.
He must have been better than me then.
Yeah.
How frustrating is it for you to score an amazing goal against Queen of the South, your volley from 20 yards that really put the bow on that, and for it to be probably not even the top 10 volleyed goals that we scored this year, thanks to Mr. Ozturk and others?
There's been some fantastic goals scored this year. The fans know that as well as we do, but you know, when you go from one end of the pitch on a counter-attack, even though it is 3-1 at the time, you go from one end of the pitch to the other with free-flowing football, a back heel, and finish with a top corner, and it doesn't get in the top 10, you've got to ask a few questions, don't you? You know what I mean? I know Ellie and Sam and Jamie, they've all scored against Hibs, but the actual quality of the goal itself, you know, I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't
I would
up
be.
there.
I would be pretty pissed off.
And I'm not blowing smoke up my own ass or nothing like that, but it was actually
great.
It was a pure team goal. You know, it wasn't just me. It was a pure team attack, and
but yours was the best bit.
It was a nice finish, but like I say, it's probably 1 in 10,000 I'd do that.
I still think like my favourite stat from this season is our defence set up and scored more goals than it let in over the course of the season. I think that's
right.
Yeah. So like, you know, yourself, Callum Patterson, Danny, Brad Mackay with his penalty, of course.
I think we've definitely played our part. The back four definitely played its part in making and scoring goals this season. That's for sure.
100%. Yeah,
definitely.
There's been a lot of consistency about the back four as well throughout the season. You know, for most of the season, it's been yourself, Danny Wilson, Alan Ozturk, and Callum Patterson, and that's not really changed up too much, which I think has been quite good.
I always think that's good. I always think that's good though. As a defence, when you've got that continuity and you've got that relationship together, like it's always going to, and especially with the guys in front as well.
Behind you as well.
It's always going to do well. You know. So.
See when Alim scores one of those ridiculous goals, like how much does the team lose their head? I mean, how much do you just become fans in that moment, just sort of seeing something so stupid happen?
The goal at Easter Road especially.
Yeah.
I was buzzing for Alim when he scored, but at that moment in time I was thinking, what time is it now? Can we grab another one? I want the win. I'm not happy with a draw.
That's the attitude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was my initial thought, because I didn't actually really celebrate it. I was like, come on, get the ball back. Let's go back and score it and like try and get another one. Because I wanted the 3 points, I didn't want the 1-1. But the goal was unbelievable. So.
The team, if you can say team celebration for that goal, if you watch the highlight, Alim sort of walks towards the Hibs fans doing the whole like, oh look at me, and then like Gomez and McGee and 7 other players are in different places celebrating by themselves, like just going fucking mental.
I think it was just the most important thing that we didn't lose. We didn't lose our unbeaten record at that point to Hibs.
But that
would have crushed us, I think.
For a fan looking in, that was such a pivotal moment of the season, because that was the unbeaten run. You know, it stayed, and that sort of galvanised us a wee bit and went forward. How did it feel as a player in the dressing room? Was it a really big thing?
It was I think it was after the game. It was a massive relief to keep the unbeaten run going. And especially you don't want Hibs to take that off you as well.
Of course.
So it was a massive thing for us.
Yeah.
The unbeaten run was. I don't know if that's what you're going to start talking about.
No,
The unbeaten run was stopped by Falkirk.
Yeah.
And how did that affect everything in the dressing room like that day? Because I remember I was in N and I looked across and I saw you walking off. And it was like head down, you were pissed off.
Yeah. I was pissed off after the game because obviously I don't like getting beat, but in some ways I think it kind of got the monkey off the back that as well. It kind of took a bit of pressure off the back.
We'd certainly been playing cagier the last the few
exactly
weeks
because I think protecting the unbeaten run was getting more important than actual winning. And if you noticed after we got beat, our performances picked up again. We started demolishing teams 4-0 and
that 10-0 happened after that as well.
Exactly. And I just think it took the pressure off totally. So in some ways I didn't want to lose that, but in other ways it helped us, I think.
Is that 10-0 the stupidest thing that you've ever been involved in?
Honestly, that's the worst thing I've seen in my professional career.
Yeah?
I've never been involved in a game like that before. I don't think I ever will be involved in a game like that afterwards either.
No.
It's not
one of those like
comes around
once in a lifetime kind of.
I got in the car with Osman after the game and I just said to him, what the just happened there?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was, Zeefouk's hat-trick within 3 minutes, 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Yeah. And they have a man sent off. And I was actually thinking at that time, this is going to go to big numbers, this.
The thing is, like, if Toshney hadn't taken so long walking off the pitch, then Zeefouk's hat-trick would have been the fastest ever.
Yeah.
He was 12 seconds away from being the fastest ever hat-trick in professional football. It was madness, it really was. I mean, I can't put it into words.
At some point, does crushing a team so badly, does that start to take away the shine of the victory? You start to feel like a bit sorry for your opponent?
Nah.
I just had an expression that said, I do not feel sorry for any opponent.
I wanted more. Because I was actually, as we carried on scoring more, the more chances we had and shooting wide and stuff, I was actually getting more pissed off because I wanted more goals.
You may not be able to or want to answer this, but what point in the season do you think, right, the league's won? What for me, kind of Christmas time.
I was just about to say, I think it was around Christmas time.
9 or 12 points ahead, and Rangers were shaky as fuck, and so Hibs have been.
I think they had a bad start though, didn't they?
Hibs had a terrible start, and to be fair, Hibs have had kind of.
If Hibs started as they finished, then they'd have been, it would have been a real fight for it.
I don't think so.
No?
Hibs have lost to Wraith Rovers and Falkirk and they've lost to the teams that we've been beating essentially.
I think consistency when we've been beating the smaller teams and they've been struggling and stuff. I think that's played a major part this season.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, you've had moments in your career where you're fortunate, or I guess unfortunate as the case may be, that you were in mid-table and there was quite a lot of the season left to go, knowing that you weren't really going to change your fate at all. You weren't going to qualify, you weren't going to for Europe, you weren't going to get relegated. Is that a similar sort of, I mean, I'm not sure if malaise is the right words, but that lack of drive that you maybe get, was that similar to what we experienced once the league was won?
At other clubs, possibly, yeah. But like I say, this is not because I'm a Hearts player, but when you run out for Hearts, it's a different expectancy, and running out in front of them fans, they only expect a certain level, and I feel as a player that you have to go out there and keep performing every single week, and I think that automatically drives you on, to keep getting results and to keep performing well, and I think that's different to some of the other clubs I've played for, because you don't have that pressure from the crowd.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of other clubs that you've played for in other countries and other cultures and things like that, referees. In Scotland, we all think the referees are total shit,
and they are. And we think that.
Yesterday, it was pretty well shown that they are. Are they as bad as everywhere else, or is this like a common thing? Everyone complains about refs, obviously, but are Scottish referees actually more incompetent than others? I don't think they're cheats, but they're definitely incompetent.
They're not very good.
There's been some interesting decisions this year, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I've had some interesting decisions when I've been abroad as well. And consistencies, I don't know, with referees it's a bit strange.
I guess it's a problem in football in general.
I think so.
James Keating's face.
What a way to start.
What's going on there?
James Keating is one of them guys, he's fantastic to have around the dressing room, and he's been winding me up all year, and we've sort of been winding each other up all year, and since I came, the kit man Gogsy lays out all your kit, and when I came on trial, every time I went in to get my kit, because as a new person you're a bit and my socks were missing every time, like every single time. I'm a new player, you know what I mean? You don't do this to new guys that are coming. And I keep going into the kit room and I'm saying to Gogsy, where's my socks? He said, I promise you, I've put them on there. And I'm looking around, Gogsy, you've not put my socks on there. And anyway, he told me a few weeks later after that time, yeah, it was me that was taking your socks, and it basically all started there. So after that, a couple of weeks after that, I've gone to the toilet in the dressing room and I locked the door, and he comes and stands in the middle cubicle. And I'm thinking, what's that wet coming over the top of the cubicle? So I look up, nothing's there. Anyway, feel it again. What is that? I think someone's throwing water over the top. But he'd stood on the toilet in the middle, and he had the bog brush from the middle toilet, and he was like throwing all the water off the bog brush onto the top of my head. And I was like,
that is
right,
poor.
This guy's. I'm coming for this guy. I don't really know him properly as yet, but I'm going to come for this guy now. And basically, it all started there. And yeah, he's just been a little bastard all season.
I love that.
It's a guy that you can't not have in a dressing room.
Yeah,
because he's
total joker.
He's like, like sometimes he's like the glue that holds the dressing room together, and you need them guys.
You know, the fact that obviously stuff came out about Keatings and all that is the fact they said, I want to stay and fight. I'm delighted by that, because I think he's the kind of guy that Hearts need. You know.
No, I'm wondering if there's a flip side to that. Like, is there a player that's just super serious? Part of me wants you to say that it's Ali Mostark, just because it would be so crazy to think of him just sort of sounding like, right, okay, everyone stop horsing around, we've got a game to play.
Actually, Liam's not like that at all, actually. Obviously, Keats is at one end. I think Megaro's at the other end, to be honest.
Yeah.
Out in our dressing room. So Megaro and Neil Alexander, they're the ones that are a bit more reserved. And
the kind of granddads of the dressing room.
Exactly, and me and Danny are somewhere in the middle, a bit of both. You know, we know when it's playtime and we know when it's serious time. So, like I say, we had throughout all the season, we just had a great mix and great bond.
Just it seems like a very strong dressing room.
It is. It is.
One of the more sort of significant things that happened this season was signing Gennaro halfway through the season. Is it important for a player to have faith in the management structure, to know that they can identify, relatively unheralded players like this and bring them in, them to have such an impact? Does it matter to you to know that sort of signings can be made like that?
I think it's the faith in the manager. I don't think players think too much about it because we have no say in who the manager's bringing in or nothing like that. But obviously, when Gennaro walked in for the first day, everyone went, "What the?" Do you know what I mean? Because he came in and he was a big lad. He was a big lad, so you're thinking, this is going to go one of two ways. It's going to be either very, very good, or it's going to go the other way. And luckily for us, he's come in and he's got a hell of a lot of goals.
Top goal scorer. The 2 goals yesterday. That put him
made him top goal scorer?
That put him above Osman and Keats. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So he's come in and he's done his job, and
in half a season,
he's been a fantastic signing.
Absolutely.
Pretty great.
Yeah. Big lad though.
Yes.
I think he was actually bigger when he first came in, when he first walked into the dressing room.
Yeah.
Well,
he looked huge.
I still remember obviously the Hearts media guys do the whole sort of like new signing, do the folded arms thing.
Massive.
His arms are about the same size as my head.
Massive.
It was terrifying.
But like I say, he's come in, done his job, and he's a sound guy as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's great. It must have been a season that you can't have had a lot to worry about off the pitch in the bulk of this season.
Looking back on it now, I've not really had too much to complain about, to be honest.
No.
Apart from there was one guy I need to mention actually. My first home game against Cowden Beef, and I think I passed the ball backwards when I think this guy wanted me to pass the ball forward, and all I heard was, "Man United, fuck off." I always wanted to know who that guy was. I promise you.
Angus.
Was it Angus?
No, I'm the one that says really cringy stuff to opposition substitutes as they walk past. No matter where they're from. I once sat on a bench in Cowden Beef. It's shite, eh?
So obviously, like, everyone always says Tynecastle, the fans are basically on the pitch.
That's how it feels.
So you can hear everything. So yeah, I shouted some pretty great things at you this season.
I had one a few weeks ago actually.
Yeah.
I love you and I don't care who knows or something along them lines.
That was me. Yeah.
It's actually fantastic when you play in Tynecastle because you can hear little things like that what the crowd are saying. But obviously if things are going bad as well, you can hear the opposite, the negatives. And like I say, that was against the Cowden Beef, my very first game. Come on guys, it's my first game. Let me bed in a little bit before you start getting on top of me.
I remember your first game. You were solid. You played the easy pass every time.
That's what you do to bed in, though.
Absolutely. I didn't expect anything more. Like, I didn't expect you to run, do amazing.
You looked slightly terrified at the halfway line in your first few games, so you didn't exactly break your neck getting forward.
No, but I think I wanted to establish myself as being a solid defender first, because that's what they brought me in to do. And then, obviously, as I get to know the players in front of me and beside me, then start developing my attacking side of the game, and that's the way I wanted to do it.
Well, on the flip side, it was kind of Christmas time, and Keatings was our only fit striker. You were basically playing as a winger. Keldon Beath away, Livingston away. You were the guy that was right in there setting up goals. And I
think it was because I was getting a better relationship with the players as the season went on, and they knew exactly where I was going to be at that point, and you need that to be able to develop your game and to start attacking. And like I said, around Christmas time, that really started to come into fruition, and things started working. I started getting assists and goals myself, and
absolutely
went from there really.
That kind of Beath game, now you mention it, you were a magnificent outlet in that game, because we were playing quite narrow, trying to get to Patterson.
The away game,
the away game.
Their pitch is narrow as well, though, so it's a difficult place to go now.
But you always seem to be in space, and that sort of 1-2 that you played down the wing to set up Keats' goal. That was terrific. I don't have any real point. I just wanted to tell you that you're great.
No, I was. I think that was the week where we had 3 games in a week.
It looked like it was
I was actually sick as a dog that whole week.
Really?
And I was on that many things before the game. Paracetamol and all these things were cold and whatnot. Obviously, all legit. Above board. And I was on Pro Plus to keep myself, So I was just playing on pure pills, I think.
I just loved watching your media training kick in there.
But obviously, when Kevin McCarthy was he got injured by that horrendous tackle by Kenny Miller. What was it like for yourself, knowing that there's not really anyone behind you? There's not really anyone pushing you for left back, because you're the only fit left back there.
But the week before that, I was playing against Rafe, and I actually came off against Rafe because I'd been playing up until Rafe then got a hip injury. And Kevin came on to play the Rafe game and then the Rangers game. So I was a bit disappointed to come off that game actually against Rafe, because I wanted to just continue, because I thought I was finding my feet. But obviously you want to play in the big games. I want to play in the big games, and especially against Rangers. So obviously it was upsetting for Kevin, and I felt bad for him because he did quite a serious injury. But it was another opportunity for me to go out there and put on Heart shirt and get another appearance under my belt and
assert yourself.
Exactly. And I think it was after about 10 minutes I came on and made a big challenge on the 6-yard box, and from there your confidence just grows, and they were down to 10 men and they were struggling after that. So it's a good game to come into. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who's got the smallest cock in the dressing room?
Angus.
What do people want to know?
Specifically smallest, that's what people want to know.
You say that's what the people want to know. It's just you, isn't it?
It's just me,
I'll tell you after.
Oh dear. Moving swiftly.
Moving very swiftly along. How hilarious will you find it when Hibs and Rangers fail to get promoted this season?
Obviously, you buy from boys from Glasgow, Edinburgh, Scotland, or whatever. You have a really hatred towards,
other teams.
Rangers, other teams. Obviously, I want to beat them. Don't get me wrong, but I don't have that same hatred towards Hibs and Rangers. So for me, it's just another football team. But obviously, I can see why you're so passionate about them.
After you got your retrospective 2-match ban for your
alleged headbutt,
brushing your forehead on Scott Allen, are you upset that you didn't actually just nut him?
I said that in an interview after, actually. If you knew you was going to get a 2-match ban, then
you might as well put the head in.
But at the end of the day, when I made that tackle on him, as I turned around, he was right in my face. So my initial reaction was just to basically push him away. So for the league to give me a 2-match ban, I thought it was a bit ridiculous.
Well, the compliance officer is, imagine being the guy that's receiving complaints from people and saying, "Oh, that's a 2-match ban." Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous. It was never anything in it.
The referee never gave it. The linesman never gave it.
And they both saw it.
And they both saw it. And
so I don't know. I'm pissed off at the compliance.
You're not over that, are you?
No, I'm not.
You're more annoyed than Adam is.
I am.
I've let it go now.
Okay. If you were to be a manager tomorrow, if you were to go into management tomorrow, and you could sign just one player from Hearts to build your team around, Who would it be?
That's a good question.
Great question. That's
that's
you've been working. That's why you went home early last night.
One player.
One player. You got one player to build the team around.
Oh, that is a good question. I would have said a winger, but you can't build a team around a winger for me. You've got to be someone central, someone in a demanding position.
That's a fullback talking. That's someone who spent his entire career going, track back, cover me.
I would probably say Miguel.
Yeah.
Because like, you know what you're going to get from Miguel. You know he's
that would be my answer.
He's consistent, and I would get players like around him.
What's his grasp of English like now?
Oh, it's terrible.
Is it still awful?
It's terrible. Yeah, he knows a few words, but you know, he gets by. He's a top guy, Miguel. Love him to bits, but his English is shite.
How's your Danish these days?
It's actually alright. My wife's Danish, so obviously my kid's half Danish, so I'm getting there, but that's also a difficult language. Yeah, a little bit. Not so Danish, though.
Danish is an impossible language to speak. I went to Denmark last year, and
I mean they've got their own letters on the end of the alphabet as well. Yeah. So it's different sounds that you have to make when you. So it's a nightmare.
Give us a little
bit. Do you want me to say?
Fuck the Hibs.
For Hillville Hibs.
Fantastic. That's the catchphrase for. Sorry, Adam's wife was saying. I was excited. She just heard that first of Danish. Fantastic. Just would you ever sign your brother for your team that you're managing?
I actually a few weeks ago I actually offered. Like I said to Hearts, my brother's on a free contract. You know, he's a free agent. You know, do I come in and have a look at him? But I think at the time the manager didn't want to rock the boat because it was maybe about 6 or 7 weeks ago, and Callum was in there. And like I said, I don't think the manager wanted to rock the team by bringing new faces in. Yeah. So basically just left it. But I think he would have been a great addition to him. He's basically like me, but on the other side. So,
just imagine that.
If the fans like me and put one on the other side, and then
all the Eckersleys.
I think Manchester United could have had a double Eckersley team up instead of they went with the De Silva twins. What were they thinking?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it!
I've got no idea. Me and my brother still think that to this day. But we were fortunate enough both to play for the first team, so there's not many brothers that can say they've done that.
Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you very much for having me on here.
Yeah, you've been a wonderful interview.
Yeah,
and I think we've all learned something.
Yes. Before we finish, just like to ask him.
No more daft questions, you know.
No, that's true. A lot of players come to Hearts that are not from Edinburgh, not from Scotland. They're not Hearts fans, and they go away talking about how they are Hearts fans now. I wouldn't expect every player that comes and plays for Hearts to walk away, wearing a replica kit and sticking a wee sticker on their bumper.
Not when they get real kits given to them.
Yes, that's true. For free. But do you get that? Do you is there something about Hearts that's different from other clubs, or is it just normal kind of football club chat?
My feeling is I've not left. I mean, I've left a lot of clubs in my time and moved to different clubs. I was saying to my wife yesterday, actually, I think next year when I sign for a new club, I'll definitely remember this year for what we've achieved and the squad that I'm playing with, how good the guys were, the fans, the people I've met. So I think it's definitely going to hold a place in my heart. This place for sure, more than most of the clubs I've played for, that's for sure.
Well, there was me thinking you were going to say you're Royal Antwerp till you die. So.
And just finally, because this might be the last that Hearts fans hear from you, do you have a message for the Hearts fans?
Oh, like I say, apart from that one guy, can't beef that. If I see him on the street, he's getting it. But no, from day one since I got here, the fans have been behind me from right up until yesterday. I can't thank him enough. And really enjoyed playing in front of him week in, week out. He's been really supportive and really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I've really enjoyed my time here at Hearts and I'm going to miss you guys.
Thank you too.
I'm going to miss you too, personally.
Yeah,
cheers, guys.
It's been a pleasure to have you here and a pleasure to have you at the club.
Thank you very
Adam
much.
Eckersley, thank you very
Appreciate
much.
that, thank you. Cheers, guys.
Well, did everybody enjoy that interview with Adam Eckersley?
Oh, it was lovely.
It was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
What a nice man he is.
Lovely guy.
Lots of insight.
Loads.
What was your favourite bit?
It's love hips.
Roddy, what was your moment of the season?
It's got to be Ozturk's goal.
Can you come over here and say that?
If you want to say that a bit louder.
It's got to be Ozturk's goal.
Why? Can you do a dramatic recreation of what you did
Well,
when
I
that
did
goal
the
went
reverse
in?
review. Instead of going 6 rows back, I went 6 rows forward and lost both my shins.
Have you since recovered
It was
them?
painful but good.
A good kind of pain.
And I now have a cat called Ellie.
Amazing.
Is that true?
It's true. He was named the week after when he scored his second 1 in a million goal.
Oh, okay.
Was that the second of the 3 1 in a million goals?
It was.
Does Elaine strut around your flat looking really smug and then occasionally hawking a furball 40 yards into the
He
living?
gets extra treats when Ozturk scores and I kick up the bum when he does it.
She's regular.
Mr. Bowie.
I think it was the first half against Falkirk back in September.
Oh,
3-0 at half time.
Beautiful football that day.
Yeah, liquid football.
That was very, very nice.
It was also really sunny. I remember I had sunglasses on that day and I was extremely smug and it was great.
Yeah.
That's the worst memory ever. It was really sunny and I had on sunglasses.
Alright.
You're going to be on your deathbed, right? And you're farming around like, any regrets that I didn't wear sunglasses more often?
Well, I am fucking Scottish and I'm also fucking off to Australia, so Ringy, sunglasses every day.
What do you mean? Hashtag YOLO.
That's what will make the deathbed scene all the more poignant when your Australian kids just going, sunglasses, dead, come on.
When the funeral director places them on their face and says, and now we deal with it.
That was the best Australian accent.
Sunglasses.
Ellie, what was your favourite moment of the season?
Yeah, Ellie.
Ellie, come here. What was your favourite bit of the season?
Probably not this bit.
Simon, pretend to be Ellie.
Wait, what was the question?
What was your favourite? What was your favourite?
She said the draw at Dumbarton.
10-0.
10-0. Watch someone say.
Go and sit.
Talk us through every single goal.
So, Ellie, what was your favourite moment of the season?
Louder!
Louder!
Shout it.
10-0.
Shout it.
10-0.
Oh, okay. 10-0. Thanks, Ellie. Actually, yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, we fucked someone 10-0 this season. Oh, what a year.
What an incredible time.
Yeah. Back when we were caring about matches. Remember that, when we actually cared about results.
It's going to be hard to go back to that next season.
That's like over
Was that like November?
over a month ago since we won the league.
Yeah, like when we were like sort of watching the table and sort of Rangers put together some results they could catch. It's like, I mean, it was about Christmas. We were what, like 9-12 points ahead.
It was when we won at Livingston. It was 9 points, I believe. I think, or sorry, Cowdenbeath midweek. It was 9 points, and then they were never getting back from that. It was daft of us to ever think that they could because they're horrendous.
Well, there was that point where Rangers just decided to stop playing matches for about a month.
Aye, yeah, and then played loads and loads in the space of 2 weeks and lost most of them. Thanks, Kenny McDowell.
Yay!
Great guy, great garden.
We're champions.
We are.
There's nothing else to say, really.
We are.
Does anyone else have anything that they want to bring up? Any strong emotions?
What was your worst part of the season?
The worst part of the season?
Lee fucking Hollis.
Who the fuck is Lee Hollis?
Lee Hollis was the emergency goalkeeper.
Oh yeah.
The Livingston Petrofac game.
It was so long ago.
Where we experimented so wildly.
Were we at that one together? Was that the one we sat up the back and we lost 4-0?
I think we could do that.
4-1.
4-1. I don't even remember.
And yes,
Kenny Anderson came on.
No.
See, there was 2 Livy games that I went
This is the Petrofac Cup game, right at the start of the season.
I remember getting
where we played Liam Henderson in 6 positions and he didn't know how to play any of them.
Oh God.
Yeah. Worst for this season for me was my brother had his stag on the weekend that Ali Mostert scored the goal. And then he had his wedding on the day that we won 10-0.
That's a million.
Is your brother Hibs? Is he? And he didn't think to check the fixture list.
No.
To be fair, hold on. To be fair, see when you're checking the fixture list, if you're going to have a wedding, you're going to say Cowdenbeath at home. That's a pretty safe one to miss.
I had the decency to have mine on a fucking Friday. So,
yeah, what a guy you are, Robbie.
What I enjoyed there is that I forgot which team we beat 10-0 there.
One of the nonsense teams at the bottom.
I tell you what, I don't actually have any real down points of the season. The only irritating game was the game that we lost to Falkirk.
Yeah,
that was a great game though.
It was a fun game.
I was much more fucked off about losing to Hibs. I'll never be able to deal with losing derbies properly. It only lasts for about a day, but it does properly piss me off.
It was just because everything was already wrapped up.
Yeah.
I know it's a derby, but I couldn't feel that wounded about
Derby's
it.
a derby. If they were playing in the back garden right now, I'd be out there shouting blue murder at the cunts. Fuck Hibs.
Wow.
That is blue murder.
Celtic in the cup was pretty grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celtic in the cup. Why are we talking about bad things?
Fuck you, Simon.
It's psychological. Bring you down and bring you back up.
well, you have to rescue us with a really good memory now, then, or just a nice.
I'll see you later.
My fondest memory is like Simon actually sang at the football today. He's so caught up in the hype
No fucking
of getting up.
Every second of it.
I once saw Simon smile.
I hope you like to lie at the end.
The flags made baby Jesus cry.
Right, well, it has been a magnificent season, and I think the only way to properly round it off are songs for the one, the only, the man who really made it possible, Mr. Robbie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Hey!
Robbie!
It's song time.
It sure is song time,
It's
Robert.
song o'clock.
And we're like, should we discuss just how magnificent Robbie Nielsen is first for a bit? Just
yes.
The
how
podcast can
incredible
only
it's
be
been.
so long.
It's quite short at the moment, I'll tell you. But no, Robbie Nielsen, like when he was first announced, I thought, well, I hear that he's done quite well with the youth team, but I don't know. But then he talked quite a good game in all the interviews, and then the team took the pitch against Annan, and we thought, oh wow, this could be great.
And then we took the pitch at Ibrox and I was, oh fuck, this could be great. He's done such a fucking great job since he came in. He really has. He's just so great. Because he was like, it was an unpopular choice, but he was my favourite player when he was here as well, just because he was Mr. 100%. Yeah.
So determined.
I loved a dissenting voice in the room.
I genuinely loved Nielsen as a player as well, and my sister Alex will agree that I was always a Nielsen fan. Is that right, Alex?
Massively.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were a Michaelinas fan, weren't you?
I named my hamster after him.
You did.
Good choice. like if we're going to name any hamster after any Hearts player, then Miko, yeah.
And then he died, so I called the other one Rudy.
The hamster died. The hamster died. I thought that was breaking news there for a second. And, then it was
and now he's dead.
He was playing in the Ukraine for a bit, wasn't he?
Songs then. Who's going to begin? Iain Walker's going to begin.
Okay, so Mancunian music fans will like this one, but it needs the guitar intro, but I don't have it, you know. Anyway.
Sing it.
Okay. A boy consumed by fire, we all knew his desire, all the plans that he has made. Bam, 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 we win the league you promised. Immerse me in your splendor, all the plans that you have laid. Robbie Nielsen, Robbie Nielsen, Robbie Nielsen, Robbie Nielsen, Robbie Nielsen, Robbie Nielsen. Bam, 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 and then there's
Magnificent.
Right, is it myself?
It's you.
This is short and sweet.
Okay.
Short and sweet because I didn't have time to think of it. I had loads of time. I had a few weeks to think of this, but I fucking didn't. So, right. Down, down, oh, what a season. And it's down to Robbie Nielsen. Yeah. Oh, what a season. And it's down to Robbie Nielsen. Bam, bam. Yep.
Well done.
Lionel Richie's playing at Edinburgh Castle this year. We should go.
Angus, you've got a song.
I'm gonna
Come
fuck
hither.
this up. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'll try though. I'm trying.
In your life.
This is your moment, Angus. This is your perfect moment.
Just a handsome man, born and raised in Hamilton. He won the Scottish Cup in 2006. He made the Jantot sing. This season we're champions. We're gonna win some more next season. Don't stop the Nielsen. Hips don't know this feeling. Rangers will stay down.
That's difficult. High tariff song as well. Jesus.
Yes, from Paisley.
Robbie's from Hamilton.
Who's from Hamilton then?
Paul Hartley.
Paul Hartley's from Hamilton. Fuck, sorry.
Please don't associate Paisley with Lanarkshire.
Don't worry, that's
all the same. West of Livingston, it's all the same.
You absolutely ruined this season for me.
What was your worst moment of the season, Angus?
It's not just that song, it's everything about it.
Okay.
So we're left with 2 songs to go. Who's first?
Oh, we're saving the best for last. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh no, I don't mind.
No, don't be silly.
It's not that good.
we got the master.
Your last one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
By the way, just to set the scene here, Andrew Henry Bowie has actually printed off the lyrics to this song.
This is my bus timetable. This is all by heart.
Right.
Okay, so
Nickel.
Robbie, Robbie, with your long flowing locks. Robbie, Robbie, throw the ball in the box. Robbie, Robbie, oh, you look so fine. Hot coach, dressed to the nines.
Yes.
That is phenomenal. Right.
From one Bowie to another.
Oh, he's standing up.
Standing up. Do you want like a pretendy microphone? Here, have my can.
I'll take my ball. Do 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 do. Robbie is to me more than just a manager, and I dedicate my life to you always. Robbie is to me more than a woman could be, and I love your long blonde hair for always. And we all know that you love your clothes, and forever you keep faith in El Hassanui. Yeah. Ooh, your special tackle against Gretna in the Scottish Cup, and your throwings were so long and so legendary. Oh, you're now this young, up and coming head coach, and I dedicate my love to you, Robbie. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I will love you, Robbie, for always.
A little bit teary. A little bit. It's so emotional.
Intro. Is that written down in your lyrics?
That's.
Is Ellie's the cast and vote on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted there to be like a montage of our best moments of the season, just going underneath that. That was quite emotional.
Actually, can you edit that shit together?
Have you actually written the do-do-do's down on that bit?
It's the me he. It's me dash.
That's got to be the cover photo.
Let's accent those lyrics.
Are there any more songs? Is there anyone else in the room with a song? Roddy, you've got a song.
I've got one.
Okay.
I can't sing and it's not Robbie Nielsen, but oh, Anne Budge, you are the love of my life. Oh, Anne Budge, I'd let you scissor my wife. Oh, Anne Budge, la 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 la.
Brilliant.
Can't wait for your fiance to hear that.
So that's successfully brought the tone right down. So, by noise in the room, or just by Ellie, who won? What was the best song?
You're going to point at the winner, Ellie.
Yeah. Who won?
Who won?
Just bear in mind that you're related to me here. Yeah!
SFB, wank, wank, SFB, wank, 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 SFB. Ellie.
It's all a conspiracy!
BFA.
Nice. I suppose we should clarify that she pointed at
Right, well,
I suppose we should clarify that she pointed at her uncle there.
Yeah.
Fix.
And then Angus.
You're the same height as that.
Yeah, so...
Right, well, that's the season ruined then. I'm absolutely disgusted with everything that's
Bowie's sitting there seething.
Don't punch the child! No, stop it!
So it's going to be the off season now. Hopefully there'll be a long hot summer of hot signings and
hot things.
Training and hot things, and we'll have
in the summer.
We'll have a tour of Malaysia and things like that as well, right? Because we're a big time club now, right?
Can we just get more handsome players?
Emirates Cup.
Definitely. Okay, well, we'll be back next season when we begin our charge in the Premier League. Thanks to everyone who's been on the podcast. You've really made it so much better than it would have been if it had just been me and Rob sitting here talking fucking nonsense.
Yep.
Iain Walker, Mr. Bowie, Angus, he's been a guest, Simon, our Derby specialist. Robbie, who made a magnificent contribution. There's others, Marley,
Ian Greenhill.
Yes.
I love that no one's thought to mention Fridge yet.
I was building up to Fridgie, the absence that we all feel because he's on holiday. What sort of idiot goes on holiday in the middle of the football season?
Did you go on holiday, Nicole?
Tell us more about Japan, Nicole.
That's the off-season podcast.
And there's probably other people as well.
There's definitely other people that we've forgotten.
Stoo and Elliot, who were here earlier on.
Yeah.
Richard, Alan, Roddy, Sal, Alex, Ellie, Lee,
Kev's
Stoo,
over there.
Kev. That's me just naming everyone in the room, man.
Great contributions by them all. Man, thank you for listening. We never really expected that this would actually take off, but people seem to enjoy it, so probably we'll be back next season.
Yeah.
And until then, Steve Crawford.
Mitch Megginson.
Steve Crawford.
Mitch Megginson.
Amaruso, that's a run, it's a dive!